Hey guys, this is protaku82. Welcome to the first video of my video game collection for 2011. Now first up, I'm gonna show you games in chronological order by release of console. The earliest console I've got is of course the Atari 2600. Now I sorted most of these by part or model number or whatever it is. So, let's get started. First up we have Combat. This is one of those early launch titles as well as the original pack-in for 2600. Here is the picture label version. I also got the instruction manual with some creases on the top there. Too bad. Alright. Next up we have Air-Sea Battle. Yeah, the label looks like it's paint, I don't know. Here's the picture label variation. Here's Space War. Outlaw. Slot Racers. Original end label is missing. I have to make my own. Slot Racers. Oh, this is the picture label variation. Canyon Bomber. Super Breakout. Defender. Warlords. And I also got the instruction manual. Indy 500. I also got the picture label variation. Street Racer. Adventure. Demons to Diamonds. Did I show it before? Yes, I did. Okay. Championship Soccer. Missing the original end label. Here's Pele Soccer, which was Championship Soccer, but when they re-released it, they changed the name. Named after Pele. Was a well-known soccer player. 3D Tic-Tac-Toe. I also got the picture label variation. Video Olympics. I also got the picture label variation, as well as the instruction booklet, the original Breakout, Home Run, missing the original in label. There's the picture label variation. Basketball. Football. Here's the picture label variation. Human Cannonball. That's it for that box. Alright. Here's bowling. Now what's interesting about this one is that the text label variation comes in two different colors. This is the blue text, and this is the red text. So I find kind of interesting. Say least. Skydiver. Circus Atari. Superman. See if I can get this down. Space Invaders. I also got the picture label variation, as well as the silver label with some writing on it, unfortunately. Now this is actually a reprint, because it's actually, actually says Atari Corp instead of Atari Inc. This actually got reissued in the late 80s. They tweaked the labels a little bit. It is not really a shiny label. We're a slightly standard gray. Okay, this is Night Driver. Golf. Some remains of a sticker on the bottom. Missing the original in label. Maze Craze. Video Checkers. Dodge 'em. Here's Missile Command. Now I have two different versions of this. both of which are picture labels. This one here is a lowercase version. And this one here is an uppercase version. You know, in all caps. So I find pretty interesting, yet strange. Real Sports Baseball. Now, between 82 and 84, Atari would use these silver labels. Not to mention reusing them for some of the late 80s reprints, but with not like a shiny gray, but like a plain gray, like I said before. Okay, that was Surround. This is Hunt and Score. End labels missing. Video Chess. Pac-Man. That infamous 2600 port where it's nothing like the original. Whoops. Sorry about that. Nothing like the original arcade version at all. Yeah, I have to apologize for dropping that game there for a minute. I dropped it. Video Pinball. I think there's one with an uppercase version. Asteroids. Berserk. Casino. Slot Machine. Haunted House. Yar's Revenge. Sword Quest Earthworld. Math Grand Prix. Star Raiders. Okay, now I'm going to switch boxes for a moment. Okay, moving on. Hangman. Real Sports Volleyball, with some writing on the top there. Real Sports Football. Vanguard. Phoenix. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Now, this is the game where most people have finger-pointed as the cause of the game crash of A3 and A4. And the label looks like there's some Kool-Aid stains or something. And believe it or not, I also have the original instruction manual. And it also includes this little thing that says tips on getting ET home fast. Basically tells you how to beat the game without a hitch. Yeah, that thing pretty much caused that crash. I mean, a lot of people can't even stand it. Here's Miss Pac-Man with some Kool-Aid-like stains on the label as well. Centipede. Dig Dug. Battle Zone. Galaxian. Jungle Hunt. This is actually a reprint from the late 80s. Unfortunately, most of the label was like peeled or scraped off. Kangaroo. Joust. Moon Patrol. It's another reprint from the late 80s. Pole Position, another reprint from the late 80s. Now, nowhere on the bottom, it only mentions Namco but not Atari. So I find it kind of weird. There's also a version where the end label has the word position sort of abbreviated or shortened or something. Defender 2. Now these red labels were made between 1986 to the early 90s during the 2600's revival. This was once called Stargate, but the name was changed due to legal issues, I guess. And here's one of two 2600 games I have complete in box. Junior Pac-Man. Here's the cartridge. Now early on, the picture would be in black and white, but later they switched to color. Of course, when the games get reprinted, it never made into color. It's still black and white. The picture and the labels are. Let me see if I can get these this instruction booklet out. Here's what the instruction booklet back during the revival years of the 2600. As you can see, even the manuals themselves got cheapened in some way. Or like printed in black and white for the most part. And here is the 90-day warranty card. So I think it's long expired. And plus, sadly, the address is no longer valid. So it's a moot point. Let's see if I can get all this back in the box. It's kind of hard. There we go. Alright. That was one of two complete in box 2600 games. The other I'm going to show you later on. Oh, I almost forgot to show you the instruction manual to Galaxian. Alright, moving on. Midnight Magic. Another early red label variation with a black and white picture. And early on it would say Atari 2600 VCS. But later games it'll just say Atari 2600. Solaris or Solaris, however it's pronounced. Another early game with the black and white picture. Here's Qbert. Now this was previously released by Parker Brothers. But in this red label re-release, Atari re-released it themselves. Super Football. And the last first party game I'm going to show you, Double Dunk. Alright, now I'm going to show you the Activision games. Made by the first third-party developer. Boxing. Now this is the later label variation where it's all like blue label with some white text on it. This is when Activision had to cut costs and stuff. Sorry about that, folks. Trying to put this back in the box. Alright. Here's Fishing Derby. Skiing. Tennis. And I also got the original instruction booklet. Oops. Right here. Alright. Moving on. Laser Blast. Freeway. Sort of like their Answer the Frogger. Kaboom! Stampede, with some remains of a sticker on the label. Okay, that does it for this box. Alright. Now let's move on. Alright, here we go. Ice hockey. Barnstorming. Grand Prix. Star Master. Mega Mania. Pitfall. Much of the label is in bad shape. River Raid. I gotta get these back in here. Sequest. Whoops. Almost dropped the cartridge. Oink. Keystone Capers. Get these over there. Enduro. Plaque Attack. And the Activision Decathlon. Oh, and here's what the back of Activision cartridge will look like, with the Activision logo embossed on there. Now for the only game that was made by CBS Electronics or CBS Video Games, whatever, Gore. Alright, now for two games that are made by Coleco. Donkey Kong. Yeah, this port of Donkey Kong is really bad. I mean, it makes Donkey Kong look like the gingerbread man. I also got the original instruction manual. The other Coleco game I got is Mousetrap. Oops. Here's what the back of a Coleco cartridge would look like, with the Coleco logo embossed on the handle there. And I also got the instruction booklet to that game as well. Alright, now for the only game I got made by Data Age, Journey Escape. Here's the back of the cartridge. It has the Data Age logo embossed on the top of there. Darn it. I'm trying to get these games out. So sorry about that, folks. I apologize for that. Now for the games that are made by Magic. Demon Attack. Here's what the back of the cartridge will look like. It's got the Magic logo embossed on there. And I also got the original instruction manual. And, where am I? Wait. Star Voyager. Atlantis. Cosmic Arc. Firefighter. And Rule of the Sphinx. Alright, now for the games made by InTV or INTV. Adventures of Tron. Yep, the end label is the only label I got, because these type of cartridges are not a favorite by Manny, because they don't stack too well. Air Raiders. Essentially, some of these are actually re-releases of old in-network games, which I'm going to show you momentarily. Lock and Chase. And Tron Deadly Disc. Alright, now I'm going to show you the M-Network cartridges, which is the same as these. Armor Ambush, Astro Blast, which is a port of a Intellivision game called Astro Smash. Most of these are actually Intellivision games that were released for 2600. And on most of the cartridges, it has this M Network logo embossed on there. Some cartridges have it, others don't. I don't know why. I also got the instruction manual to Astro Blast. Frogs and Flies. Alright, now I'm going to go to the final box. International Soccer. Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah! Sorry, couldn't resist. Space Attack. You know, most of these games dealt with space, or has a space theme to it. A lot of retro games had that. Super Challenge Baseball. And Super Challenge Football. Before we go on, let me show you the only other complete box game that I got, and the only one I have from Epic's, California Games. Oops. Let me open this up. Here's the cartridge, which almost looks like an Activision cartridge. Yeah, this was actually released in the late 80s or so, because it also mentions the Atari 7800. Which 7800 is compatible with almost every 2600 game we can think of. And we also got the original instruction manual, which has a lot of things that are falling out of it. Okay, here's the manual, which is a little scrunched up on the bottom. It's too bad. It also mentions Epic's other games, like Winter Games and Summer Games. It also includes a little warranty, which acts like a survey where you can fill out stuff. It also mentions the people that sponsors the game, like Casio and Kawasaki, whatnot. And here is this little catalog-like thing. Yeah, these are like VCR type games. And even cassette-based games where you can play by ear. Which I find kind of interesting. Here's the actual catalog, the product catalog for all the Epic's games that are available on many platforms. Mostly on the computers or PCs and stuff. So there you go. That was California Games, the only other complete in box game that I have. See if I can get all this back in this box real quick. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Make sure I don't mess up the instruction booklet. Oh well, I can fix it later. Alright, let's move on. Next up are the games from Parker Brothers. Frogger. And on the back of the cartridge, it has the Parker Brothers logo embossed. Popeye. And here's Q*bert. The label has come off. Unfortunately, I have to glue it back on. Alright. Now for the games that are made by Sears. Now, all of these are actually ports of Atari games. First up, it's Football. It's actually a port of Atari's Football. Circus, which is actually a port of Atari's Circus Atari. Let's see if I can get these out of here. Oh my god, yeah. There we go. Tank Plus. It's actually a port of Atari's Combat, I think. And it has the end label missing. Adventure, a port of Atari's Adventure. Asteroids, which is a port of Atari's Asteroids. Pac-Man, which essentially is the same crappy Pac-Man game that Atari put out. This is a Sears variation. Labels come out, so I have to tape it back on. Defender, a port of Atari's Defender. Target Fun, which is actually a port of Atari's Air Sea Battle, I think. And Speedway 2. I don't know what port this game is. It was released by Atari and the end label is missing. Spectravision. This is the only game I got from these guys. This is Gangster Alley. This is actually the company that made that very well-known rare Atari game called Chase the Chuck Wagon. There's the Spectra video embossed. I think it's kind of weird. They call it Spectravision, but on the back it says Spectra Video. Oh well. Here's a couple of games that are from US Games, which is actually released under the Big Tech name for some reason. This is Space Jockey. And Word Zapper. And here's two homebrew games that I've got here. First up, it's Atari Age Holiday Greens 2007, aka Stella Stocking. At first it was in limited print with a number on it. This one's 220. And I also got the original instruction manual, which is still sealed in the protective bag. And I also got QB. Might have the instruction manual to this, but I don't know what happened to it. Didn't lose it, I just never found it yet. Okay, that does it for my Atari 2600 game collection. Stay tuned next time as I show you the other games in the retro console era.